right, this is part 2 of 3.3, so 3.3b. We're still dividing polynomials, but we're going to do something different today. So when you are dividing by a binomial in the form x minus k, so it can be x minus 1 or it can be x plus 2, because x plus 2 is just x minus a negative 2, right? Okay, you can use synthetic division, which is way easier. Okay, and it's fun, I think. So let me show you how to do it. With synthetic division, we're concentrating just on the coefficients. Okay, and this is how you set it up. You give yourself a little L shape, like this, and we're just looking at the coefficients of each term. And we're not missing any. We've got an x to the third, x squared, this would be an x to the first, so there aren't any missing. So I'm just going to drop those in right here. So I have a 1, because there's my little imaginary 1, 2, negative 6, and negative 9. Okay? Then I have x minus 2. I'm dividing by x minus 2. But since it's in the form x minus k, I think that's what they use, k, then I'm not dividing by negative 2, it's by 2. So I put a 2 right there, the opposite of what it looks like it should be. It's one of those things again. Okay, pay close attention. This is how it's done. First thing you're going to do is you're going to drop down the first one. You're going to drop it. Now you're going to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2, and you're going to put it right there. So 2 times 1 is 2. Now we're going to add. 2 plus 2 is 4. And now we're going to just keep multiplying and adding. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And then I have negative 5 here on the end. Okay, so big whoop-de-doo. What does this even mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. These are all coefficients, not this one. This is my remainder. Okay, these are coefficients of what this is divided by x minus 2. Since I started with a degree of 3, this is a coefficient of a degree 2. So you just go down 1. So this is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 2 plus my remainder, negative 5, over x minus 2. And that's the answer. So let's do another one, because these can be, it's a matter of just doing these over and over. All right, so let's do another one. All right. I'm going to set up here. I've got x to the fourth, x to the third, x squared, and x, so I don't have any zeros I need to put in. So I put in 1, 5, negative 6, negative 11, and 14. And this one I did on paper because I had to use a calculator. Okay, and I'm dividing by x plus 4, so that means that a negative 4 is going to go right here. All right, so first thing, we drop. So this drops down. I have a 1. Now I multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. It's da-ma-ma-ma, do-do-do-do-do, da-ma-ma-ma. So D is for drop, M is for multiply, A is for add. I know that's really dumb, but I don't know, somebody made it up last year. So negative 4 times 1, so I'm multiplying. This is negative 4, then I add these. Now negative 4 times 1, negative 4, I add these, which gives me negative 10. Negative 4 times negative 10 is 40. I add these, that gives me 29. And then negative 4 times 29 is negative 116. And then I add these and I get negative 102. So this is my remainder right here. So since I started with an x to the fourth, this is going to be an x to the third. So this is x to the third plus x squared minus 10x plus 29 plus negative 102 over x plus 4, because that's my remainder. So it's drop, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Da-ma-ma-ma, do-do-do-do-do. Da-ma-ma-ma, do-do-do-do. You got it. Okay. So I want you to try this one. I will help you set it up. Okay? So we've got, I make my little L shape here. This is going to be, my coefficient is 1. Then I have a 2, a negative 6, and a negative 9. Okay? And x plus 3 means a negative 3 goes here. So go ahead and stop the video right now. All right, you guys ready? Hopefully you got something that doesn't have a remainder. This one, the remainder is 0, I think. So we're going to drop first. Drop 1. Now we start multiply, add, multiply, add. Negative 3 times 1, negative 3. I add these, have negative 1. Negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. Now I add, this is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. And when I add these, I get 0. So this is nice. This actually divides in there just perfectly. So since I started with an x cubed, this is going to be an x squared. So I have x squared minus x minus 3. And that is my answer. So I'm starting, I put the coefficients in, I get coefficients out, and then I have to put the variables back in. Okay, let's do a couple more. Let's look at a situation where we don't have every term that we need. So, for example, let's look at this one. This one doesn't have an x, a term with an x in it. So, let's do negative 1, 4. I don't have an x term, so I'm going to throw in a 0. It has to have a place. Just like when we were doing long division, we have to have a placeholder there. And then 9. And we're going to divide by x minus 3, which means a 3 goes here. So, da-ma-ma-ma, we drop, we multiply. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. We add, that gives me 1. 3 times 1 is 3. I add, that gives me 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and I add, and I have 18 as my remainder. So since I started with an x to the third, this is going to be a negative x squared plus x plus 3 plus 18 over x minus 3. Okay. So I want you guys now to try this one. So go ahead and pause your video. All right, so setting up. I'm looking at this. I don't have an x squared term. So I've got 2 for the x cubed one. I have to put in a 0 for the x squared. I have a negative 1 for the x, and a negative 7 goes right here. I divide by x plus 3, which means a negative 3 goes here. So I drop. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. I add. Negative 3 times negative 6 is a positive 18. I add, which gives me a 17. Negative 3 times 17 is, whoops, I'm looking at the wrong one. Let's see, is negative 51. Now I add, so negative 58 is my remainder. So again, it starts with an x to the third, so this has to be an x squared. So this is going to be 2x squared minus 6x plus 17 plus a negative 58 over x plus 3. Okay, I have something cool to show you, and we will do that in the next video.